Alright guys, let's talk about clones. Let's fix my hair. There you go. Alright guys, let's talk about clones. There's a lot of clones on the market, and you know, there's generally used to be two camps. If it's not original, I'm not interested. You know, clones aren't any good. It's not exactly that way anymore. Those lines are really blurred, especially with smaller machines. And in case in point is the ATC 70 Kids 3-wheeler. Adults are taking those machines and they're putting in these aftermarket engines that are not made by Honda. They are not made in Japan. They bolt right in, and it's a great conversion. We actually have one in the shop. I'll show it to you briefly. This video is not about that. I don't consider this a clone because it's an original 1983 ATC 70. But if you look, previous owners put a big Piranha 140cc engine in it. It'll scoot, and that's why they do it. So they've even got a 190cc engine out now. Today's video is kind of a nuance of that, or it's kind of another side of that, is when those companies like Piranha make the entire machine, not just an engine. And here we have today is a perfect example of the aftermarket. These two yellow CT70s are made by a company called Redcat, and it's a more of a northern brand, I'm told. They're dealers that sell these brand new with a warranty, believe it or not. They are not Japanese, and even though this one says Honda Trail 70 on it, it is not a Honda Trail 70. And so a couple of things, what I would like to do is kind of give you some comparisons, but I also want to make the argument for the aftermarket and what niche it fills. First and foremost, if you're looking for an original machine, you cannot any longer go by the sticker that's on the frame. The first thing you need to do is you need to verify the VIN tag, and as you see here, this does not say Japan and this does not say Honda. So if this was missing, I'll tell you another telltale sign. The serial numbers on these start with LXA. If they were a Honda, they would start with CT70. So that is a surefire giveaway that it's not a Honda. So don't always go by the stickers. But these companies have done a very, very good job of copying the look and the feel of an original. In this case, this would be kind of representative of a 1970 Trail 70 Honda. The previous owner put the stickers on it to kind of give, you know, to kind of finish out the look. But we've got all new chrome, and we've got electric start, which the original 70 didn't have. We have an automatic transmission, which some of the original 70s were manual shifts and some were automatic, just like this. The exhaust, they look so close to the original, they would fool most people, you know, unless you're some kind of expert on these. But we got a pair of them, which is pretty cool to see two of the same machines. These are actually 2004, which I know that sounds like a long time, but compared to a 1970, they're brand new. They both show about 200 hours on them. This one 202 hours, and I believe this one shows 277. So this one has a few more hours than that one, but very good representation of what the CT70, the feel, the look, the styling that Honda had back in the 70s. Just a really cool machine to hop on it and scoot across the yard, you know, ride down the street to the neighbor's house or something like that. Now, depending on where you live, these are not street legal. Yes, they have turn signals and they have a horn and they have headlights and they have tail lights, but they are still not considered street legal where I live. Where you live may be different. I believe Ohio is one of the few states that will allow these on the road. My understanding is the emissions, they haven't been tested for emissions. Everything else passes, but the emissions is the holdup. But anyways, are they fun? Yeah, they're very fun. Are they cool? They are very cool, especially if you put the decals on them and really just kind of give it that full look of a Honda. Now, are they Hondas? No. The price reflects that. If that was a 1970 Honda restored to that condition, you're looking at probably $5,000. That's a lot of money, but that would be a machine that was 50 something years old too. So it comes with a price. This is something that's kind of it scratches an itch for somebody that doesn't have the time or the ability to build a machine, to actually find one from 1970 and restore it to this level. This is a turnkey, put a smile on your face machine that you're not going to get when you bring home one that's not run and hasn't run in 50 years. To get out and enjoy what a CT70 offers, which is a full suspension machine. Just they handle very well. Top speed on these are about 35 to 40 miles an hour. I know the Speedo says 70, but I don't think you want to do that. I've had both of these up to 35, and they do that great. And I just kind of tool around the neighborhood with them. But I got them at a good price, and I think we can make a little bit of money on them. I think they show very well. For someone that doesn't want to invest $10,000 in a pair, you could pick these both up for like $3 grand. And that is a bargain. This is the same company that makes the CT70 motor we just looked at. This is a Piranha clone, if you will, of an early 90s Honda Z50R. And so the plastics will change over, I'm told. The tanks are very similar in comparison. Again, we've got the big Piranha 140 motor here. This thing will scoot. I've had it up to probably 45. It'd do it with me on it. This is a kickstart only machine. This one does have headlights. They're optional kit. Headlights, horn, turn signals. Again, I do not believe that it could be street legal where I live. I'm not even going to attempt it. But it's very fun off-road. It's kickstart only. This does not have an electric option. The benefit to that is it doesn't have a battery to keep up with. It's just one less thing to go bad. But if you want a little 50 that's big enough for an adult to ride, a perfect pit bike, but you want modern technology like full suspension, disc brakes front and rear, this is kickstart, but you could get it in electric start. Just a lot of modern features and conveniences that you are not going to find in a 30-year-old mini bike or a 40-year-old mini bike, or even a 50-year-old mini bike when you go to copy these. We've got some rain coming in, so let's shoot some B-roll footage. Alright, I had to take a little break there. The rain comes down on this metal building. It gets loud. It's not loud in here as bad as it is loud on the microphone. On the camera, you can't hear anything. But there's your argument for clones. A lot of companies out there, Dax, Ice Bear, this one is Redcat. There's a couple others. Do your homework. Some are considered a little better than others. These are considered some of the better of the copies. The Piranha, of course, is the same engine everybody's using in their ATC 70s. It's a proven platform. The Redcats are well known in the Northeast of the United States. Not so much where I'm at. I actually purchased these from a gentleman that moved down here. So he actually brought them with him. Unfortunately, his wife didn't want to stay here, so he got stuck with two of these, and I ended up with them. So one of those my loss is your gain kind of situations. I feel bad for him, though. But anyways, copies, clones, imitations, whatever you want to call them, they are almost a nut and bolt copy, replica of the Honda CT70. A lot of fun, a lot of modern conveniences, electric start. I mean, when you're buying something this new compared to, 1970s, the stuff just works like it's supposed to. Everything is laid out the same as the way the Honda was. Your gas tank is underneath the seat. This is where they put the electronics and the battery. It's the same seat. You can take these parts and bolt them on a 1970 Honda. which is pretty cool. I mean, that just says a lot that the parts are really that close. You can actually interchange these parts if you needed to or wanted to. These stickers are available. You can find them online. eBay carries them in different colors. If you were to buy and purchase one of these clones, you can order the graphics and change the decals out. Ride it around your neighborhood, enjoy it for what it is, and not have to worry about the costs, and not have to worry so much about the repair, or at least the refurbishing of a 50-year-old mini bike. Some people like doing the work. I enjoy the work. This really is not as much fun for me because there's nothing for me to do. I bought them, I rode them around a little bit, I'm gonna sell them. I haven't put a wrench on them. I mean, it's just, it doesn't need anything. So there's your argument for clones. Not everybody is in a position to restore a machine to this level of finish and fit and function. A lot of people don't have the time or want to spend the time. They want to ride it today. This is a great way to ride a CT70 today, not have to break the bank. No, they're not going to have the resale value, but they don't cost as much initially either. I'm not saying these are as good a quality as Honda. I will never say that, but I will say there is an argument and there is a niche for these. You can have fun today with them. So don't discount them too bad. Yes, they're copies. Yes, they're not originals. They're not Hondas, but they're not 50 years old either. They're relatively brand new. You can go down to a dealer today and buy these for half or even probably less than what a real Honda will cost you. Will they hold their value in 20 years? No, they won't. I just tell you right up front, they're not. I'll tell you, this one right here, this 140 Piranha in this little kid's mini bike is quicker than you really want to go. It is not even close to what a Z50R top speed or even a 110 CRF 110 would not keep up with this. This thing is quick. It's a handful. It's hand clutch. If you had a youngster and you wanted to get them on a motorcycle inexpensively with all of the traditional controls of a motorcycle, you've got a hand clutch and a kickstart, and it's almost disposable at the price these things are. You can actually get this little mini bike shipped to you, to your front door, for less than $2,000. And I know that sounds like a lot of money. Go down to the Honda dealership or the Yamaha dealership or whoever and see what a brand new, you're probably looking at $5,000 for a kid's machine that you know is going to be, unfortunately, is going to be crashed and left laying on its side, and you know, all those things. Why not buy something like this, get their feet wet in motocross, riding, balance, clutch, control, braking, all of that kind of stuff. And then when they're ready, step up to a nicer, faster, better machine. Entry-level stuff, guys. Entry-level, but super cool and super fun. If you're wondering about the cord on this one actually came with a add-on kit. It's just got a little battery inside, and it charges up, and that runs turn signals, horn, brake lights, and the headlight. The electronics on this one are actually operated by a battery, and whereas the other ones, the CT70s, they are all run off of the stator. Take it for what it's worth. I thought they were cool. I wanted to show them to you. I hope you like them.